Welcome to Date Night Podcast,
a tabletop role-playing game podcast set in the homebrew world of Volyanaya.
Let's explore a whole new world together.
So you woke up, right? You had your long rest.
Mm-hmm.
We already figured all that stuff out. So you were on your last day of travel toward Old Spore City.
On tour.
So you head out, right?
And we're worried about henna.
The scenery in here is not changed on this whole journey. Like, this has been a really depressing road to travel down. And occasionally interspersed with, like you saw, a battle with cave dragons, a few refugees, and an Oblex trying to lure the gnome into its lair.
That was me hissing like a cat.
Really, I mean, those have been few and far between, considering the days and days that this journey has taken with sort of, dull, gray, plain landscape for hours and hours, followed by moments of terror, and then back to gray, dull landscape again.
Just like driving through New Jersey.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Perfect. You make it after about 3 or 4 hours of travel on this day. You make it to a huge stone door. It's about 60 feet in diameter and blocking a circular opening and your progress.
Explode it.
Beside the gate is a
Doesn't talk.
statue of an orc man in a haphazardly cinched robe, with one nude leg protruding from beneath the robe, exposed to the thigh.
Oh,
Grease
And
Wizard, have you been here before?
in Orcish, beneath the stone, it reads, Father Teresa, founder of the city of Nevermoon, guardian of the Underdark, one of the dwellers of the old island.
And I'm the only one who speaks Orcish, and I would like to point that out.
Okay.
Oh, wait, does Zev speak Orcish?
I can't read though.
Oh, that is true. Okay, I'm the only one who can read Orcish.
That's what it says.
I have a really bad feeling about this guy.
I wonder if I could do a history check.
Only if anybody tells you what it says.
Yeah, I don't think you know.
Well, even if I looking at the
The statue.
Peering upon
statue?
his visage.
In common, on the placard beside the huge circular opening, it does read Terry's Gate. So you could see that.
I do have a 15.
I'm glad it says Terry, because Father Teresa just seems a little strange.
Oh, this guy again.
No,
Huh?
I don't really think Father Teresa. You know what? Father Teresa is a very good name.
What do you mean this guy
very
again?
Good name, Father Teresa. Yes.
You guys, it's the guy from the thing, from the past, or future, or now,
What?
that I told you about. The guy from the thing, on the beach.
Well,
I
it's
think
from
I was
the-
asleep then.
All right. Yeah.
No, the day after that. I tried to explain it to you guys, but I'm not very good at communicating.
I was listening.
I'm so confused right now.
Thank you.
All right. So, very cool. Terry's Gate. What do you know about him then?
Me?
Hmm.
Kind of a perv.
Oh.
He
All right.
enshrined is a pro.
I think we can figure that
You
from the way
probably could
he's
have picked
dressed.
that up from context clues. Yeah. I don't know.
Well-
I don't know about this one, gang.
What was that?
There's an
I didn't hear that.
echo down a random cavern.
Okay. Does anyone know? Do you want to knock? Like, how do we open this thing up?
Romeo?
It's never been closed before when we've been here. I believe it might have something to do with you being with us. It tends to keep, people out, but creatures can move, come and go as they please through the gate. It's kind of a tricky gate, to be honest.
But-
If you back up a little, we might be able to take the wagons through.
Are you kidding me? That's an orc. I'm an orc. Kind of. Half.
Oh, no, I know this one. And I walk over to the statue and I scratch the leg.
Okay. And you hear, so you would like to gain entry to Nevermoon, would you?
Oh my gosh!
Well, how do I know you're not trying to trick me?
Oh.
No!
Well, first of all, let me say quite a nice voice. Second of all, I would not try to trick you at all. Trust me, I'm a gnome.
I don't know. You look like a bunch of... Now I'm... what's your voice?
Yeah.
You look like a bunch of NPCs to me. Not particularly charming individuals.
Well, you know what? I was the only one.
First off, I don't know what that is. And second, are you Terry
Not
or
particularly charming.
just
I'm Father Teresa. I do not prefer to be called Terry.
But we've met. We've met before. I'm Ahrin.
Ahrin? You're the one who left us.
No. Not really. If you think about it, I'm the one who showed up and helped you. So, wait, if there's a statue of you here now, then that means you're not now.
What are you talking about?
So how do we get past Father?
No, wait, guys. I need to sit down. I sit down.
I can't let you pass because you look like a bunch of inglorious, ill-bred eel ticklers to me. And I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Magic?
Vicious mockery.
Oh,
Magic?
boy.
Yes, it's definitely magic.
Wisdom saving throw? Mm-hmm. Dang
That
it.
would be a 6.
20.
7.
14.
All right, anybody below 15 takes 2 sick burn damage.
All right, sick burn. But
2.
here's the thing, Father Teresa. And then I do like the Father, Son, the Holy Ghost kind of thing.
And we just lost all of our Catholic audience.
The
Our
Volyanaya
huge
equivalent.
Catholic
Yeah,
audience.
it's the Volyanaya equivalent. So you like touch your armpit, touch your hip,
a lot of
do the
finger
hokey pokey,
wiggling.
then you turn yourself around.
Now we've definitely lost our Catholic audience.
That's what it's all about.
I said, really, Father Teresa, I don't need you to open the door. It would be very convenient for you to open up the door. And I'm not an NPC because I'm very, very charming. You see, I'm very charming. You should take me by my word because I
What's that ball
am
of gack around your neck?
because I am the king of magic.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Well, I'm using my crown of.
So you get to add your spell instead, right? Your spell modifier instead of your intelligence instead of your charisma.
I may add all my spellcasting modifier to all charisma checks. Boom, boom, boom. I rolled a 19.
Plus stuff, you mean?
Yeah, I rolled a 19, and then I have plus my spellcasting modifier, which is my intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 20. And I do have Clippy, so that's a -1.
It's pretty good.
So 23.
Well, I might be able to let someone as little as you sneak through the door, but your friends are going to have to wait outside.
How long have you been at this gate?
Oh. A few hundred years.
Oh, boy. Oh, jeez.
And it is my pleasure to wait at this gate.
Oh, boy. Ahrin's having an existential crisis.
I awkwardly pat her on the shoulder.
The rest of you carry on. This is my day.
Can you let me and the cart in?
The carts are free to enter, but your friends may not be on them or follow them.
Okay, or else what?
Or else I may close the gate prematurely.
Oh, really?
Do I still have the... Did Dern end up giving me the horn back?
The thunder horn?
No. The
What horn are you talking about?
tin eye.
I don't think he did.
No, he's got half of it, and you have the other half.
All right. Well,
Oh, that's right. He just gave me the wibbly wobbly stick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so let me through and go ahead and open up that door for me,
What
please.
was that?
And the spell squirrel runs up my leg, and I slide it an acorn. Go ahead and let me through then.
All right, but your friends, if you can call them that, will need to back up.
Okay, go ahead, friends. Back up. Do it.
Because they're the first lot in a long time that makes me almost want to cinch my robe shut, just to put something between my best pots and their ugly faces. And I need everybody to roll another wisdom saving throw.
Dude, seriously.
14.
Nat 20.
Ahrin's really going through it. That's a 7.
Anybody below a 15 takes 2 sick burn
Nat
damage.
20? What is
15.
Okay.
2, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So...
Do you guys step back?
Yes.
I allow myself to be led backwards.
Okay.
I'm awkwardly walking backwards.
And I say, cast the spell from the spell squirrel. Using message, my cantrip. So I walk on through.
The door opens.
All right.
The wagons go.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. And the door closes.
I have no idea what you're going. Here. The squirrel's with you.
No.
That doesn't include spell level.
You wrote way too hard. Now it's going to be too hard to erase that.
I always write that hard.
Okay, and what does that mean?
Just do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
Okay, I cast Misty Step level 2. Which means I have no idea because I don't have this spell.
Level 2 Misty Step.
Yes.
All right.
And she's teleported 30 feet to the other side of the door.
Just me?
Well, yeah, and then I go, call the spell squirrel over again.
The door's closed.
Right, but it's incorporeal.
The squirrel came in with her.
Oh.
So now he's inside and Kira's inside.
It's an incorporeal
It's
squirrel.
yeah.
Don't be
And he said
It's
that creatures can
incorporeal.
go in too.
Yeah. So I hand the squirrel another nut with another Misty Step and cast message to Ahrin and say, cast the spell in the squirrel. And then, or call the squirrel and cast the spell.
Me?
Yeah.
Hey, where did the elf go?
I called the squirrel over. And when it reaches me before I go, I guess I don't know. I feel like I should ask this statue at one more, like something else, but I don't know what to say.
Okay, fine. For the story, I whispered to Zev, we'll say.
Okay.
Cast the spell in the squirrel.
I don't think is Zev linked with the squirrel?
Talking.
It's the grease wizard. Just cast it already.
What are you doing with that squirrel?
Tell him nothing.
Father Teresa.
Besides,
excuse me, can I
if
have
you
your
were
attention?
a turnip, well,
I cast the spell.
you'd be a... And he's gone, stupid turnip.
Does he take damage himself from that?
Yes. He takes 3 reflected sick burn damage. Well, it's just you and me, old friend.
What do you mean I left?
You left us just when we needed you the most.
That's not true. I didn't. I wouldn't do something like that. Now, what happened to Manasseh?
I'm so emotionally invested. What's the name?
Frantically flipping through, reading smudged writing on my hand.
And I'm sitting over here still thinking, Manassas?
You say that, you think you see the statue shift just a little bit, and you hear him say, sorry, I'm busy right now, but I can put you down for an appointment so that I can ignore you later. And I need you to roll another wisdom saving throw.
That's not going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going
Take
to assume
another
that's
3
2.
sick burn damage.
Oh, that's 3 now?
I'm
He's
rolling.
a D4 every time.
Okay. I guess. Thanks for nothing. Do I get the squirrel? Did you do
yeah,
another one, or am I just hanging out?
I've reloaded the squirrel.
You have to grab the tail. And I call the squirrel over, and I use the Misty Step.
Okay. He starts to talk to you again right before you go, and he's basically goes, "You're the reason I..." And then you teleport to the other door, or through the door. Okay.
We're in!
That
wait,
sucked.
Henna!
Oh, shoot.
Beans.
Now it's just you and me, sweetie.
And
and
I
what does
cast
Henna
Misty.
say
Are
back
those
to that?
shoes you're wearing, or are you preparing to launch a fleet?
Does she count as part of our group?
Yeah.
Oh, in the party, attuned to the squirrel. Is she technically attuned, though?
And she can't
She's part of our party.
Is
Yeah.
Malkovich going to be able to go with her, though? Or
Yeah, I
he's
did.
a
I was
creature?
wondering
There-
that, too.
Yeah.
Malkovich could creature through,
Can
potentially.
I cast it as a 3rd level spell?
You can. It won't change it, probably,
That's
but it just
fine.
uses your other slot.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. And you send a message, just the
Yeah.
same, back to her?
Cast
Okay.
just spell of the squirrel.
All right, so she comes through all of a sudden. She says, "I thought you all forgot me back there."
No,
We would
never forget
never.
about you.
We
No.
never forget our companions.
Never, ever.
Oh, well, we made it.
Yes.
Hooray! Sorry
Oh, that's
for my premature celebration before.
And the DM tosses away potentially hours worth of work.
What were we supposed to do?
Well, you made it.
Wait, but I'm curious.
His final thing that he said when Henna came through, she relates to you, was...
I'm terribly lonely.
he just said, "I am not dissing you. I'm describing you." And
And
that
you
was the
take
last
brain
thing that was
damage.
told. Yep. Okay. You're into Old Spore City, and there's really not much to it. Most of what used to be the city has been flooded. It's covered in the dark, nasty water that was runoff for the most part from the mine, the Rockseeker mine. It's a mixture of that and the backwaters of Zidraz, Henna tells you, which was the Drow city to the south of here. Basically, it also got flooded, and then when the water receded, it pulled a bunch of the dead drow and stuff all the way back here as well. So they're spread. Their whole city is basically spread all the way underneath this river, all of its pieces, and then it's mixed together with kind of the rotting fungal spores that used to be Old Spore City, and the kind of chemical runoff from the Rockseeker silver mine. So it's not a pleasant place. There's only maybe...
I feel like I should almost
Kira
recognize
walks in
this.
like, woohoo!
Yeah, you're all cheering on the other side of the door as you hook back up with the rest of your team, and a couple of small Amanita are moving around the city. You think maybe as you take just a minute to look around, there might be a few dozen of them that live here, and you actually see a couple of drow around also. But for the most part, you don't think there could be more than 50 people or so that live in this, what probably used to be a city that held 1,000.
Is this Old Spore City?
Yeah.
Find the nearest person. Hey, we brought some water from New Spore City.
Yeah, so you find an Amanita, I guess. You can see the Usane are actually bringing the carts over into a dock, or into a kind of an area where they can pour the water out into a little clean reservoir of water, and they're starting to fill it up, and you can see a couple of Amanita are already helping them do so.
Does it look like the reservoir hasn't been filled in a long time?
No, it actually looks like the amount of water that you've brought in here is sufficient to pretty much fill it up. And they're actually filling a few additional things around it right away. So it looks like maybe the other wagons had made it here.
They're making it. They're just not making it
Well,
back.
that's good, I guess.
Okay, so if you guys have water, then what's happening to the wagons on the way back?
Y'all hadn't been getting them wagons back?
No.
We sent a few of them wagons back not that long ago. We assume they were making it there just fine.
Well, they haven't been.
They were really worried that you weren't getting any water at all. I
Uh,
don't want to go back.
we were one wagon short a while ago, but then seemed like they sped up the rate, and we're actually a little full on water here at the moment.
Well, good for you.
Oh, I mean, we can use it. We kind of can live on the toxic nature of the area around here. It's kind of something that we feed on. But the drow folk that live around here, they need something to drink. There's a couple dozen of them here live under the care of Uzuja. Without that water, I mean, I guess they'd be up a dry creek. I don't know how that expression goes. I guess you could always walk if you were up a dry creek.
It's up creek without any water.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, we do appreciate you bringing the water by. I am a little worried about sending this wagon and the oxen back if you say that they hadn't been making it. Maybe we should hang on to them here for a while.
Yeah, I bet you'd like that. Wouldn't you?
Not really. I mean,
What?
we don't have a whole lot of food to feed the oxen, you understand. We have mostly toxic kind of waters and dying material and plants that we're okay subsisting on, but we don't exactly have, like, grassy fields around here, if you've noticed.
Well,
Might have to
maybe
risk sending them back. I don't rightly know.
we can go back. And
That's the opposite direction.
right,
though.
but they need their oxen.
But that's 10 days.
Since when did you become this nice and selfless?
I'm not. See? Look at this. And I punched Zev very, very gently in the ankle.
What the hell?
Sorry, Zev.
Arms of Hadar. No.
But I
Momentary
pull
terror.
it. Like, I obviously pull it. I pull the punch. So
Okay.
it's like a stage punch. Performance check. It's an 11.
It's not super convincing, but you grunt to try to sell it.
Right, see, Zev, you might have a bruise in that one. Just let me know if you need some healing.
You don't have any healing spells.
All right, let's move on. Maybe we could go down and unblock the whatever for you. We'll figure out if anything is going wrong.
But isn't it going on the same exact path that we just went on?
No, it's
we send the wagons back down on the low road.
Well, that seems very inefficient.
Well, the low road carries the wagons at quite a clip. All gravity fed down. The oxen go inside the wagon, and they don't have to pull them anymore.
It's such a funny mental image.
So it's like a roller coaster.
I don't know what that is, but sounds
I want to
right.
try.
You might want to duck in the tunnels in case there's
I
a
don't
camera
think all
embedded
of
in
us
the roof.
and also the oxen are going to fit in this.
Will we all fit? Do you have a spare wagon or something? A couple spare wagons?
We got a couple of mine carts we could send behind the main wagons.
This is
That's
suddenly becoming
what I
Donkey
understand
Kong.
they used to run down these tracks.
perfect. All right.
Well, that seems like the direction this is going, so...
I don't know if I want to do this.
Come on, this sounds like fun.
All right,
But
get
then
them
we
ready
have to
for
travel
us.
it again.
I know, but we killed everything already.
Not
Not
in the
that
dark
stupid
path.
statue.
All right. I'll
Can you tell the statue to let us back in if we do end up deciding to go back through the dark road, low road?
I'm afraid that old dysentery there, he takes who he wants and leaves who he doesn't.
Get it!
You are a dark god.
Oh, I just got it.
The best part is, look at your map that I copied before we had our session last time.
Oh,
I have no idea where we are.
It does have Terry's Gate on it.
That's fantastic.
So good.
Sure, it does.
Somehow before.
so good.
It has to do with
Oh,
the Brush
there it
of
is.
Happy Accidents somehow.
Somehow.
Oh.
Oh, man.
I don't know why that's so funny, but those wagons, those mining carts, I mean, the wagons can just continue, oxen can pull them over there. I suppose we could hook the oxen up to the mine carts and put them on the track. It might take us about an hour or so if you want to take a moment and...
We leave at dawn. In the morning, I need a long rest. I do.
Well, I suppose we could keep the oxen here that long. They got enough silage left on this load that they came in with that I imagine they'll be all right.
All right, perfect.
Well, we don't really have great accommodations here as Amanita, but if you want a place to stay, you might be able to talk to Ajuja.
Ajuja?
Ajuja, she's the, she's kind of in charge of the little band of drow that's taken up residence here.
I glance over at Henna.
Hannah, do you know her?
Henna nods.
That's racist, Ahrin.
Henna
Not
says,
all drow know each other.
Yeah, she's from Zidra's. As far as I understand, she's a salvager. She moved up here after the flood and stays here full time now. But even before that, she spent some time up here going under Spore City into Nevermoon. It's an old orc city down near the Low Road. And there's still some artifacts down there that can be found, but I think it's been mostly picked clean. She's here because she doesn't really have much other place to go.
You mentioned artifacts. Where did you say that was again?
It's below where we're standing right now.
So in the flood area, there's stuff?
No, not in the flood. The flood flooded this level, but it's pretty well held up here. There's another chamber. Gotta be about 600-700 feet down through a few winding corridors, and I'm sure Ojuja knows the way. I haven't been down there before, but used to be a veritable gold mine of interesting items. But so far as I know, most of the easy pickings and top quality items were found 50 more years ago. Prospecting in Nevermoon used to be a good job for a lot of drow folk from Sidraz.
That sounds very interesting. I'd like to go meet this person.
Is she nice?
She's old and maybe a little crotchety at first.
Okay.
I have a
Well,
way
my
with the
day
ladies.
can't get any worse than it's already been, so why not?
Okay. The Amanita kind of directs you toward the drow area of town, which is easy to pick out because it's the only place that has kind of humanoid-sized structures around here that still look like they're usable. They are very ramshackle. They look like they've been put together based on scraps of different materials, including, in some cases, actual fungal materials that they've just found around, pieces of old mine carts, metal from old tools that's kind of lashed them together. So they're not really fancy. But you walk over there and you can hear, actually you can see beside one of the houses, there's a old drow woman sitting in a chair that's kind of leaning to one side, sunken into the muddy ground a little bit.
Are you Vuvuzela?
Good start.
Am I who?
Did I not say it right?
I am
No.
Uzaja.
That's not what I said.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Did you just say Ujaja?
Uzaja.
Because I had Ajuja written down.
I've probably changed it 12 times.
Vuvuzela.
I am Vuvuzela.
Good morning, ma'am. And might I say, your hair
I punch him.
looks beautiful today.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, I thought I was dodging her punch.
No, you're rolling a persuasion check.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's a 3.
My hair does not look beautiful. It's covered in the same filth that everything around here is covered in. Now let's quit the small talk and get at what you're looking for.
Treasure?
Are we looking for anything else?
Human lodgings?
I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
see
that's
any
Why is it meant to be
humans.
human?
People
Humanoid.
lodgings? Sorry.
People, flesh people lodgings. But mostly treasure, please.
Fleshy lodgings,
Well-
please.
I'm afraid
Sounds
we
like
don't
the
offer
worst-
those kinds of services.
I don't think I want to
the
sleep in a
worst thing.
tauntaun.
The worst NPC name ever.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Fleshly Lodgins.
Oh my gosh.
Get back to
Let me
work.
guess.
He has to be a bard.
Get back to work, Fleshly Lodgings.
Let me guess. You had that written down on the map too.
He has to be a bard because that name's too close to Kenny Loggins.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know that I can help you with the treasure, sweetheart. I think that ship has sailed a long time ago. Mostly we just find junk at this point. But
Junk is fine.
Is
I
she
do.
Is she played by Meryl Streep? Because she sounds like Meryl Streep.
it is.
Okay.
She called in. These are all lines that she recorded, pre-recorded.
That's so nice of her.
We're tight, me and Meryl.
I appreciate our fans.
Do you have anything of Orcish origin?
Well, that's most of what we found down below in Nevermoon.
Yeah,
that's
Nevermoon.
most of what it is.
And I pointedly look over at the gnome wearing his assless chaps. Never moon.
That's going over my head, hun. And I dropped my gold coins and I bend down.
Shorty.
roll a performance check.
That's a 2.
I rolled a 19 on my intimidation check.
Can you
Or
turn the
whatever
other
check.
way next time you need to pick something up there, Sonny?
Oh,
Cheek.
sorry.
But so far as treasure goes, I don't think we've seen too much of that in
I'll take junk.
many years. Well, I
He
mean,
will.
I
He'll
do
literally
have-
take any garbage you've got on you. Just hand him some lint and tell him it might have magical properties. He'll spend the next season trying to puzzle out what that may be.
I just happen to have some magical lint right here.
All right, hand it over, hun.
Right, that'll be one gold piece.
Sure. And I reach into my butt and pull out a gold piece.
That doesn't sound.
It sounds like he needs to roll a sleight of hand check there.
Yeah, okay.
3.
She sees you pointedly take a gold piece out of your pouch, reach it around behind your back, pretend to pull it out of your butt, and then hand it to her with the other hand while the other one's still back on your butt. Okay.
Just kidding. I don't want it anyway. And I walk away.
I guess you don't need a place to stay then.
Can I see if she has anything
Deal
interesting?
breaker.
Can I see if she has anything interesting?
Sure. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Zev's just trying to make a connection with his Orcish heritage, so
Okay.
bits,
Oh,
baubles,
now you want to make a
tchotchkes.
connection with your Orcish heritage.
Hey, he's been trying. You guys went off on a little vision quest. Not his fault you left him
Roll
behind.
in, she says, you're more than welcome to take a look at our stockpile and roll an investigation check.
Ooh. 9.
Okay.
Wait. 7.
7. Yeah. You've got most of an old longsword. It's kind of busted up. The tip is bent. One of the parts of the crossbar or the handle part of the hilt, the handguard, is busted off. It's pretty rusty, but it looks like it's a pretty old piece.
I already have a sword. Okay, well,
Yours is kind of creepy, too.
thank you anyways.
I
Okay.
rolled a 15.
All right. I guess you take a look through the stockpile, and you find some old coins, silver coins, and one of them actually has an image that looks strikingly quite a bit like your father.
Cool.
Okay.
Do I keep them?
She says, those are old. I don't think they're currently in currency. I'd trade you,
They're
2
not
silver
currency,
per
they're
coin.
Outdate C.
Take 2 burn damage.
That would be about 5 of them for a gold piece.
All right. I have a gold that
Okay.
I give her.
All right.
All right, fine. I'll take the lint.
All right.
In 3 months, we find out that it is holding a powerful spell.
Arcana check.
All right.
1. You rolled a nat 1.
Fail. Oh.
If you consume it, you will grow permanently 50% taller than you are right now.
Hey, Ahrin, come here. You know how you're always saying you want to be bigger? Well, listen to this.
No.
I just did a check, and if you
No.
eat it... No, I promise you. Ahrin, I will give you
No.
a potion of first level heal. I will bet
No.
my prized potion if you eat this,
No.
because it will make you grow twice as tall.
No.
Fine, and I eat it.
Okay. She witnesses you eating it.
I'm watching choke. I'm imagining like how a seagull
And the
eats, like
The look on her face. If there was disgust before with the previous performance checks, this has reached a new level. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh.
wow, your best roll yet.
13.
Okay. It gets a little bit stuck, like down in your throat. So every so often, you got a little bit of kind of hairball hacking going on. So you're going to be at disadvantage on stealth checks until that's remedied.
I drink some water.
Okay. It tickles.
Excellent.
I need a new job. She says, listen, why is it that you need lodgings here? Just
Long
curious. Oh. Did you come up the high road or the low road then?
Which is the one with the door?
The high road.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
What's wrong with coming
Do you know
down
anything
the
about
low
that
road?
statue, by the way?
It has something to do with the orc town or the orc city that was here. So far as I understand from some of the things that we found when I was younger and some of the other prospectors had found, this was a thriving orc city at one time. It was founded by part of a band that came here from another island that's had a schism with the rest of the orcs soon after their landing here. It was something about one tripping another one, or it was something silly and small, but it made a big difference in the overall structure of early orc society on Lamoche.
Early orc society?
Mm-hmm.
Like how early?
The first, so far as I know.
Like
At least here.
how long ago?
Oh, I think they came here somewhere around 5 centuries ago.
Crap.
Confused expression towards Ahrin.
I have explained this
She
to
has
you.
explained this to us.
Kira's just never listened.
Nope.
Kira has her own issues. And
Yep.
every time she's like, yeah. So anyway, my mom.
She's just there nodding and waiting for your lips to stop moving so she can say, "Have I told you about my mother?"
Have you seen her anywhere? Have you heard of her?
Yeah. Cool. That sucks. Okay. So
At
about those
least-
fleshy lodgings.
That's about how old Nevermoon is, anyway.
That's extremely upsetting to me. So about those fleshy lodgings.
Well, They are a little fleshy with the fungal portions. We do have an expedition gone down into Nevermoon at this time. I'm sure they wouldn't mind if you shacked up in their lodgings.
Sounds good. Point the way.
They might mind if you do, but they're right over there, and she points at a couple of...
It's okay. We usually just tie him up
lean-tos,
outside
basically.
anyway.
I would.
Hey. Hey, I'm Sam, and you're listening to Date Night Podcast. If you're interested in homebrew items, class race options, and other unique things about the show, you can get more information about a lot of them from our friendly neighborhood game moms, Dungeon Master Guild titles. That's my uncle. Some of them are offered for free, and if you like things that are free, go on and get those, and some of them are paid, and if you like to support our show, those are only just a few dollars, and you can help support us. You can find all of those titles by going to datenightpodcast.com and clicking the store tab, or search for Will Mayer on dmsguild.com. There are titles like Path of Fury for the Barbarian, my personal favorite, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Rules for Building Your Own Homunculus, Bloodlines for new races, backgrounds, feats, and Crinkle Fire Touches, Guide to Homebrew Magic Items made for your campaign. Now, let's get back to the story and see what dumb thing we're going to do next. Hey, Ahrin, do I look any bigger?
Yeah, I think you already grew an inch, bud.
Oh, it's happening.
Do I need to roll a deception check on that one?
I don't think you need to.
I think he
believe
just
it.
wants it to happen. He's going to believe you. Okay, so anything else? You've got a few hours before it would be kind of the end of a day. Is there anything you need to do or prep or anything in town?
Can I try to meditate on my sword again?
Yeah. Roll a religion check.
It was an 18 minus 2, 16.
Okay. Yeah, you get a response, actually. You hear a Zev asked you call.
Yes, I've been hearing so much about all of the different Orcish civilizations in this area, and I just wanted to know, why did my father start his war?
Your father wanted to put back together something that had not been together for a long time. This is something he was able to do, but only briefly and only in response to what was killing the land here, what was hurting the people. It was a start. It did build ties between tribes that had not spoken for a long time. But what he started, you, Zevask, need to finish. And you need to do it not only for your father or for your Orcish heritage, but you need to do it for her.
For who?
Ravenna. The orcs are a shadow of their past power. They need to be united again to settle an old score. Akagi was given foe-bearer to do this, and I will not say he failed, but he has not finished. You are meant to finish it.
Are the orcs that live here, the ones in Raventree and elsewhere on Lamosh, are they the same orcs that came here from the land where Ahrin is from?
Yes, they are. They came from what is now the Overdark, and was once Manasseh, before the Shadar Kai came there.
So she is seeing her own people in more ways than one when she came here.
These are the descendants of the Bloodfangs and the other orcs that came here from Manasseh as refugees. The Shadarkai once served Ravenna, but they took too much pleasure in their task, in the killing of others. Ravenna is a goddess of death, but not of sadism or genocide, a natural death. But these shadowy fae wanted something else, and we dragged them to the Shadowfell for what they did. Rarely have they ever returned, even one at a time, to the material plane here, because when they do, the force, the pull on their souls that were given to them by Ravenna as punishment to always pull them to the Shadowfell, often removed their souls painfully from their bodies. This punishment came from her, back when she still walked the Shadowfell, back before the last decision was made, in the old age. But the Shadarkai went to the material plane and attempted to turn it to one of shadow, so that their souls can be at rest in their ancient homes, here in this plane, that they feel is their birthright. They also feel this place is a place where the Raven's Eye cannot see them, but in that they are wrong. I see them.
My mother always said that my father was a good man who did bad things because they were necessary. Was she right? Was my father a good man?
He was no Shadowkai. He was a true servant of a fair death.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I would like to, I don't know, look around the city, see if I can find anything else out about its history.
Okay. The Spore City?
The old city. Is it possible to go down there?
It would be a couple days to get down there.
Oh, okay, never mind.
A couple of crisscrossing tunnels, like you'd have to go down. It's not like a straight shot down there. She says it's a doable expedition, but not a quick one.
Okay. Okay.
Anything else?
Can we see the flooded city?
Oh yeah, you can see the flooded. That's Old Spore City. That's basically to the east of where you're staying, a few hundred yards away from the ramshackle houses.
I'm going to cast Aquatic Adaption.
Okay.
Or Alter Self.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go
Swimming around?
swimming around, seeing if I could find any artifacts.
Do you have a spell?
Well, it's Alter
Slot.
Self. Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can feel free to do that. You've got a few hours before you would want to have to rest or anything. Go ahead and roll first a Constitution saving throw to see how you can adapt to the polluted water, see how well you do.
12.
Okay. You quickly find that you can swim in the water just fine, but so far as trying to breathe this water is a little bit like trying to breathe smoke. So, I mean, it's possible for you to go down there in short intervals, but it's not something you can go down and continuously explore. It's something you're going to have to keep coming up and sort of refreshing yourself.
That's fair.
Okay? So go ahead and roll an investigation check to see what you could possibly turn up while you're there.
Not one.
There's this rock that you've seen below the surface a few times, and it's just been catching like the light of this phosphorescent mushroom, and you keep diving down, and from above the water it looks exactly like a ring, like a glowing ring. And whenever you dive down and try to look under the water, it seems like you can't see it. And then eventually when the light shifts a little bit on the water, you just notice it was a shard of glass that was reflecting in a way that made it look like a ring. You spent a lot of time kind of looking at it, but there really wasn't much there.
Can I try one more?
That was kind of your one for the afternoon, so not if you want to go back and get your rest.
Which I would recommend you do.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Can I go find Ahrin and tell her what I learned from my sword?
Well,
Sure.
since actually I was actually gonna go see him since I couldn't explore. So
Okay. That works out. So while the grease wizard is swimming around in the toxic waters, you two are having a conversation. Let's see what, if anything, Kira was doing.
So the statue was one of your people?
not one of my people from my time. I'm even older than that, apparently. So, I don't know. I'm so far out of where and when I'm supposed to be. I don't know, it's hard to deal with learning all this all of a sudden, you know?
I feel somewhat similar. I am half Orcish, but I was raised in the 10,000 cities. I've never even been to Lamosh, but for a few weeks ago.
How
Yeah.
how long did you think you were just a human?
I knew I was an orc, but I was
Sorry, I was
always
just imagining like a Buddy the Elf.
orcs in Gast are not very prevalent. Probably shouldn't use that word with an intelligence of 7, but there aren't many, and most of the orcs that are over there are shipmates, dock workers. I never knew my culture.
Well, I don't know your culture either, because it's way after my time, apparently, so...
But something I wanted to tell you, I was, I don't know how else to put this, I was talking with my sword.
Is that what they're calling it these days?
He pops his head out of the wall.
From across the cavern with his ring that makes his voice ring out 300 feet.
I found out that the orcs that are here now are actually the continuation of your people, the Bloodfangs, and the other name that I totally am blanking on.
It was some of the other clans from Manasseh.
And
I
the
don't
other
know if they have
clans.
names.
From Manasseh.
Well, thanks. I guess it's a relief to know we weren't all wiped out. I still wish that there was something I could do about it. It feels like I'm supposed to be doing something, but I don't know why I'm in this time and place and not in the past helping my people. I'm mad at, I guess, part of myself. I don't even know who or what is controlling how I go back and forth. And sorry, this is a lot to dump on you right now.
No, it's okay. The sword said something about an old score. Perhaps you are not meant to save your people, you are meant to fix things now.
I hope you're right.
Anyways, I just wanted to tell you about that.
Thanks.
Okay. While you're on the subject, Zev, can you roll one more history check?
Sure. 12. History is intelligence, so 10.
10. When the sword was talking about Shatterkai, you did recognize that as another name for basically a beastly creature that your mother put into bedtime stories, which she interchangeably used with Kith. So it was a name that rang a bell, but to you it was a name that was a sort of boogeyman, maybe, that you didn't think was anything particularly real.
Oh, that's going to change the conversation with Ahrin a little bit.
Okay. in the stories, they were described as these creatures, and you have kind of a childlike representation of what they look like in your mind, like almost cartoonish, or like something you would have seen in an illustrated book or pictures that you would have looked at. That didn't really even have anything to do with the Kith, but just something that you looked at a similar time to when you heard about them. Yeah. But what she told you about them was they had these kind of spiked bracelets and chains, and she said these were things that let them feel the pain of their bodies. She said they either had to feel their own pain or someone else's to stay here, and it was better if they felt their own, was a way a few of the bedtime stories had ended. If she wanted you to be scared and, be a little kid spending the night and maybe just cuddling instead of going off and doing what else you were going to do, playing with your toys or whatever. So that's kind of the overview you have of those. So yeah, if that changes anything.
Did you ever see any Shatakai or Kith?
More than I could count.
They are real?
Yeah, they're freaking real. They're the worst.
The chains and the spikes and
yeah, the whole thing. You guys, you forgot about them? You forgot about what they did?
My mother told me stories, but they were bedtime stories. They were things to get me to eat my food and clean up my hovel or whatever we had.
They weren't. They were real. They were responsible for all this.
He's just stunned.
Okay. All right, Kira, you been doing anything throughout this time in your downtime?
Restocking, flipping through my journal.
Okay.
Dozing.
As you're kind of sitting off to the side a little while into your stay.
Fiddling with Blackwood.
Ojgadzilja. Ozaja comes over.
Ajuja?
Oh, Ojaja.
Bless you.
I wrote it down specifically.
Right.
Yes, wrote it down.
Comes over and says, that is a nice bow that you have.
Thank you.
Those used to be something we would make for our guards. Long ago, there were a number of them made for the people that walked our walls and kept us safe from the incursions of Red Rock into Zidras.
Red Rock?
Mm-hmm. This is where the Azures live. We never got along with them too much, but the flood didn't affect them quite so much as it did us. So I suppose in the end, after our long stalemate, if either of us were winners, they were. I hope the bow does you more good than it did my people.
Thank you. Kira's totally worried that she was going to say, "Can I have this back?"
Yeah, that's cultural appropriation. You need to give that back.
I'm an elf. I can use a bow.
Did I hear from one of the Amanita that you may be considering going along the low road?
Yes, though I'm a little reluctant to do so because that's the opposite direction of where we are trying to head.
I will tell you, whatever is down there, I don't think is far down there.
Is it easy to get back if we stop after?
It will be a bit of a climb if you come back that way. I heard a noise down there, and the others of my...
I was just thinking, wee.
And I was thinking,
All right.
We are all terrible people.
The other of my scavengers say I'm wrong, but I'm sure it was Oti.
Oh, I thought it was what?
Oti?
I'm writing this one down.
Okay.
What is OT?
Oh, Teeny.
Oti lived in our city a long time ago.
He, she, it group.
I do not. Well, it is one creature, but I do not know if it is a he or she.
Okay.
She, I think.
Babies.
It was something we fed.
But
What did you feed it?
Refuse, mostly. It was sort of a... We had no room for a landfill or sewers, but Oti took care of things. We would give prisoners to Oti as well. And Oti always took care of it. If we had a problem, there was an old saying, we could just give it to Oti. We said it sometimes to mean, if we had our own personal problems, just give it to Oti. But in practicality, if we had a big piece of trash we wanted to get rid of, we threw it in the pit, and Oti took care of it.
This is Clippy's future we're hearing about here, folks.
I think maybe
Guys are gonna
Oti
love Clippy.
ran out of things to eat in Zidras. If Oti did not try to leave, did not try to hurt us, usually waited for things to be dead and rotting before it ate them,
Usually.
unless it was really, really hungry. To be honest, we could use Oti here. We have much that the Amanita cannot cleanse that we would like to be rid of. Many problems for Oti to eat. I imagine your first instinct will be to kill it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can bring it back, Oti could be a big help for us here.
So we put Grease Wizard on the end of a stick, and we
I like this idea.
I don't. don't.
Can you give me any other hints about this OT?
Oti is a big creature, maybe the size of 2 oxen. Hides underneath the refuse sometimes. Sticks out a tentacle or two to keep an eye on things. It's very heavy.
Heavy. Any way to try and get it to come back? Is it like a squid type of thing?
No, it has legs. It is like a rhinoceros with extra tentacles.
more tentacles than a rhinoceros
Yes,
typically
twice
has.
as
Okay.
many.
And back empty pages of Glenn's journal. I'm writing tentacular rhinoceros.
I saw them open for Vampire Weekend. OT likes to eat more than anything in the world, so if that helps, I don't know.
Theoretically, you could make a string of oxen, lead it in, and then hopefully it'll just chomp, 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 chomp like a little Pac-Man back into wherever you want it to go.
If OT doesn't sound like wow, 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 no, I will be disappointed.
That's just a possible idea.
We only have the 4 oxen you came into town with at this point.
There will be some tomorrow. And the day after that. No?
That's a lot of oxen to kill.
Well, they're not going back to wherever anyways.
They could if you lured it away a different way.
Hey, Grease Wizard, do you want to make a ladder of refuse?
Still has a quarter of a
I
spoiled
saw
sausage.
a ladder of refuse open for Slipknot.
Grease
already-
Wizard can fly.
He's already
remember.
halfway through making a ladder of refuse unrelated. He was just going to do that anyway.
He's
He's been
tinkering.
passing me notes for tinkering checks to see how it's been going.
I
All right.
rolled a Not nat 20.
For
Just kidding.
what?
I had moved my dice to
What?
20.
All right. So that's basically what she had to say to you while everybody else was kind of occupied.
Well, now I'm not just bored minding my own time. Now I'm disturbed yet again.
Good. This is the Underdark. Is there anything else you guys want to do today?
Sleep.
Tentacular.
Sleep.
No words in the vernacular. Can
All right.
describe.
I fed
thing.
Clippy as well.
Fed Clippy. All right. Everybody goes down to sleep to get a long rest. I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Nat 20.
All right. You don't have any points right
No,
now,
I
do you?
don't. It was a totally wasted roll.
12.
11.
Amy looks nervous.
What?
I'll give you one big guess.
A 1? I mean, you don't have any points yet, do you? Of Dark Influence?
No, I just had my memory drained.
Oh, by the way, when you have your long rest, your memories come back. And you're not memory drained anymore.
Beaver
Oh.
pelt.
I remember. Shoot, what was it called again?
Well, for some of you,
Critical
the
fail.
memories come back. For Kira,
Is a 12 good enough?
yes.
You were riding on your mom's back and she
I remember
smelled like
that.
gain.
You were in Silverleaf,
That's what I was wondering. Silverleaf.
Right. All right.
which is the city in the trees.
Oh,
You were a baby.
That was over a year ago. Right
Mhm.
now,
In real life, yes.
All right.
that was a year and a half.
Hey, Ahrin. Ahrin.
Yeah.
Was anybody below a 10, by the way, on that? You
No.
were. You take 1 point of Dark Influence, which puts you at a sick feeling in your stomach.
Yeah.
So, how's it going?
Not great.
Yeah, I feel that. Listen, you have that whole connection thing, whatever. Mumbo
yeah, and
jumbo.
you used to, so I'm not sure I'd call it mumbo jumbo, but go ahead.
All right. So, I I remembered some of the past. Didn't think I would. Thought it was just kind of done. You know, don't usually like looking back.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, so I remember, like, family or something. How do you, like, do that? Because it sucks.
What do you mean? How do you do what?
Well, you know, how do you deal with having that?
I can't tell you how to do that. I don't.
Right, but how
There's
do you...
not an answer to that question.
I'm looking to just push it down and forget about it more. I don't like that. How do I not remember that? How do you do that?
Listen, the easiest way to make it better isn't going to be to push it down, because then it's just going to come back up harder, okay? Like puke. What you have to do is just let it out, and hopefully it'll get better.
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
You'll get used to it. What I'm saying is you'll get used to it.
No, I don't think I will. So you don't push it down, is what you're telling me. You've just dealt with this?
I don't deal with it. I also don't push it down. I just kind of keep going.
Right. Well,
I hit stuff with my axe.
you think if you punched me I'd forget?
Nope.
Like right in the noggin.
I mean, I can try.
He considers it.
She looks very hopeful.
And we'll pick up there next week. I think that's our cliffhanger.
Will
'cause
she
it's
punch
8
him?
o'clock.
Won't she punch him?
We hope you've enjoyed our date night together. Remember, you can really help us out by subscribing, rating, and reviewing on whatever platform you use to listen to us. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again in 1 week.